Hello again and welcome back to Thrive, Not Just Survive. Have you used these 6 tools I've been sharing over the last 6 weeks to add to your personal toolbox of different techniques that help you to thrive, not just survive? I'm Pam Welsby from Fast Forward International, and today marks a transition in how I'm building your toolbox. So what exactly does that mean? Well, today I'm going to provide you with a summary of the last 6 tools that we've done. This means that if you missed some and you'd like to catch up, or if you're watching for the first time, you'll be able to understand the purpose of each and which may be the best ones to help you right now. And if you've watched them all already, remember that these tools are not for once only use. These are tools that help us in our whole life. So this may re-inspire you to think about which ones maybe still have more to offer you. And after we've gone through these 6, I'm going to speak to you about what I'm going to be doing differently with the tools that we're sharing after this session. So let's get into the details. So here we have a summary for each of the 6 sessions that I've done so far and each of the 6 tools. I like to start by focusing on these 2. These are the first 2 that I began with. And both of these tools were designed to help you to understand what you might have been experiencing in the initial stages of what was happening through the virus. But also, these are things that can happen to us at any time of any change in our life. The first of which, very simple, is just to help us, the circle of concern, with those things that create worry or stress, that we're anxious about, concerned about, and how to convert those concerns into actions. What can we do? Yeah? And this matters because when those negative emotions are taking over and they're increasing, and we're feeling anxious, worried, concerned, even panicked, when we take action, that diminishes. It diminishes those emotions. We start to feel more positive because we've made some decisions and we can do something that makes a difference for us. Some things we can directly control, some things we can influence. And this tool, the circle of concern, will help you to do that anytime you're feeling a little out of control, things that you think you can't do anything about. There's always some things that we can do. The second tool was also connected to understanding how we feel, the emotional change curve, our natural human response to change. That this process, these 5 steps that help us to move from a happy place where the life was good before any change happened, kind of our comfort zone, and how through this process, if we manage it well, we end up back in a new comfort zone, a new normal, comfort zone that's been expanded. What was important about this model, building on the first, was that this wasn't just to manage yourself, but it was helping you understand why others are behaving the way they are, how they might be feeling, where they might be in this process, and how you can also support them more. Now, after those 2 sessions, we went on to the third, the science of emotions, aimed to help you to understand what's really happening inside of us. What inside of our brain is making things either go well for us or not. So we explored what happens in our emotional brain and in our thinking brain, and how that impacts the decisions and behaviours we make, which can lead to more positive results or more negative results. The purpose of this understanding was to enable us to realise that we can make different choices. We can actually manage this process. We have ways to be able to do things differently. Which led us to the 4th tool. The 4th tool about reframing is a very simple and easy tool to use that absolutely helps you to move your negative emotions to positive, simply by changing the way you look at a situation. It's not just simple and easy, it's fun. So I really encourage you to look back here at the how. How do I apply this in practice? And that takes us to the last 2 sessions that I did. These were already a little bit different, building more on change. And this, the logical levels of change, was a way to help us to understand how do we make change last? How do we make it stick? You know, we might decide to do something different, we start things, but it doesn't always last. And this is exactly the understanding of the levels here that help us to manage that change for the long term. And the last one here, the beliefs of excellence, was again connected to our mindset, way of thinking, that helps us to see what we believe, how that impacts, again, our decisions, our actions, and our results. And that those beliefs are not fixed. These were examples of beliefs we can adopt. We can take them as if they're ours. And if we learn to use them in a good way, slowly they really become ours. What that also showed us is that we can change some of our beliefs. And that leads me to what are we going to do in the next sessions? What is this transition that I'm really speaking about? Well, from now on, I'm going to take what we've done and start moving forward. So pushing things ahead a little, looking towards the future more. And here we're going to focus on 3 different areas over the next few weeks. So one is going to be more focused on what do we want? Not just about coping with the situation right now, but about also creating what we want longer term. So this is kind of about our goals, but maybe in a different way than you've approached it so far. The second area we're going to focus on is relationships and communication. I'm sure most of us in these few weeks and months have experienced when relationships go well or not. Yeah? When we might get more frustrated with each other because of the confined space we're in. Or maybe we're missing some people and realizing some relationships are more important than we realized. So we're going to look at some tools that will help us to build better relationships and communicate in a way that really works. And the third section we're going to focus on will be about continuous self-development, self-improvement. There's always things we can improve about ourselves. There's always more to do that will be better for us. And this is really about tools that help us to become more and more of our best self. Yeah? To really respond and behave and act in the way that we really want for ourselves in more and more situations. So those are the things you have to look forward to, and I hope you're going to be joining me by continuing to follow us on YouTube, on Facebook and LinkedIn. Fast Forward International. Thank you so much for joining me today, and as always, I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.